Om Swastiastu. Hello, good evening students. Welcome to another video for English course in Architecture Department, Science and Technology Faculty of Ngurah Rai University. So today we will discuss about building materials or building construction, the term that is being used in the building materials. What do you call these materials in English? Okay, building material is material that is being used in construction. There are many naturally occurring substances such as clay, rock, sand, and wood. Even twigs and leaves has been used to construct buildings. So apart from naturally occurring materials, many man-made products are also in use, some more and some less synthetic. The manufacturing of building material is established industry in many countries, and the use of this material is typically segmented into specific specialty trades such as carpentry, insulation, plumbing, and roofing work. So there are two kinds of materials. It is natural materials and man-made materials. Natural man-made usually like the materials that you can easily find in the nature like clay, rock, sand, and wood. But man-made material is material that is being produced by factory, by manufactured, such as concrete, cement, and so on. So building materials can generally be divided into two categories: natural building materials such as stone and wood, and man-made including materials such as concrete and steel. But both categories usually require a certain level of preparation or treatment before the use in structural application. So below is the list of material that is being used in engineering consulting projects. Some of it. Okay. The first is concrete. Concrete is a composite material made from mixing cement, aggregates such as sand, and crushed stone and water. The property of concrete depend on the ratios used in the mix design. Therefore, it is a standard practice for concrete suppliers to provide material properties and test results for each concrete batch. So, if you buying ready mix concrete, so the supplier have the obligation to deliver the test result and the properties to do it, such as the truck and so on. Fresh concrete can be poured into formworks to take any shape or form and takes time to harden into a stone-like material. It takes up to 7 days for concrete to reach the majority of its strength and will need special attention to curing to avoid cracking or reduction in capacity. Concrete is very versatile and is one of the go-to material for application that require a combination of strength and durability. For example, concrete is an excellent material for building foundation where the weight of the structure meets the ground. They require strength to carry the load and also durability to withstand the contact with the surrounding soil. So concrete is one of the material that is chosen to do the foundation. Concrete is very strong when exposed to compression stress. However, it's brittle and has limited tensile strength. Combined with steel rebar, reinforcement concrete is stronger and more suitable for a wide range of structures such as tall multi-story buildings, bridge, roads, tunnel, and so many other applications. So in this topic, you already learned about concrete, about crushed stone, about sand, about steel rebar. Okay, that's some of the term that is being used in materials, building materials. So in the below, it's some of the image building that is using concrete, and the left is a steel rebar with the concrete. And then we have metal. Some of you call it metal, some of you call it steel, some of you call it iron. It's the same material. Metal is used as structural framework for larger buildings such as skyscrapers or as an external surface covering as a facade. There are many types of metal used for building. Steel is a metal alloy whose major component is iron and is the usual choice for metal structural construction. It is strong, flexible, and it refined well and or treated lasts a long time. Corrosion is metal prime enemy when it comes to longevity. The lower density and better corrosion resistance of aluminum alloy and tin sometimes overcome their greater cost. Brass was more common in the past, but is usually restricted to specific uses or specialty items for today. Metal figures quite prominently in prefabricated structures such as the Quonset hand and can be seen unused in most cosmopolitan cities. It requires a great deal of human labor to produce metal, especially in the large amounts needed for the building industries. Other metal used include titanium, chrome, gold, or even silver. Titanium can be used for structural purposes, but it is much more expensive than steel. Chrome, gold, and silver are used as decoration because these materials are expensive and lack structural qualities such as tensile strength or hardness. Steel. Steel is one of the strongest building material available with excellent strength capacity in both tension and compression. Because of its high strength to weight ratio, it is ideal for structural framework of tall buildings and large industrial facilities. Structural steel is available in standard shapes such as angles, I-beams, and C-channels. So the profile for steel is I-beams and C-channels. These shapes can be welded together or connected using high-strength bolts to build structure capable of resisting large force and deformation. Steel is relatively expensive building material, so it is the structural engineer's responsibility to choose economic size and shapes according to the actual loads on the building to avoid over-design. Because of the higher cost of steel, the architect often gets questions from the client asking if there is a way to reduce the weight and size of some steel members in the structure. This can be done if the load can be reduced on the members and or additional vertical support can be introduced. The installation of steel is less time-consuming compared to concrete and can be installed in many types of environments. The next material is wood. Wood has been used as a construction material for thousands of years and if properly maintained can last for hundreds of years. It is a readily available and economically feasible natural resources with a lightweight and highly machinable properties. It also provides good insulation from the cold, which makes it an excellent building material for home and residential buildings. Wood pieces used in construction are machine planned and sewn into certain dimensional specifications. Dimensional lumber comes in widely available sections such as 244, 246, and so on. This is commonly used in the construction of walls and floors. Wood that comes in larger dimensions are referred as timber or beams and are commonly used to construct the frames of larger structures such as bridge and multi-story buildings. Engineered wood is another type of wood used in construction that consists of various forms of wood glued together to form a composite material suitable for specific construction application. Example of engineered wood is glued, laminated wood or glulam, plywood, and fiberboard. Because of its lightweight, wood is not the most suitable construction material to support heavier loads and not ideal for long spans. Wood is rarely used for foundation and basement wall as it needs to be pressure treated because of its contact with soil or moisture, which can be fairly expensive. In a wood frame house, the foundation and basement walls are usually constructed with reinforced concrete. Same like wood, bamboo is a natural material. Bamboo use is generally dictated by the geographical location of the architectural project. So it usually used where there are so many abundant bamboo supplies. In location where bamboos make sense, it is an incredibly flexible, strong, sustainable material that can be useful in many ways. So bamboo is a material that is very trendy lately and can be used in many buildings, villas, houses, schools, and so on. Masonry construction is using individual units to build structures that are usually use mortar to bound the units together. The most common material that is being used to design masonry structure is concrete block with vertical steel reinforcement if required. Masonry is strong and resisting compression loads or stresses, which makes it ideal to use for the construction of load-bearing walls. Other masonry materials include brick, stone, and glass block. Masonry is a highly durable and fire-resistant material. However, it can be sensitive to mortar and workmanship quality. So, masonry is where you use mortar to combine the unit. The other material is stone. The longest lasting building material available is the one that's been here for thousands of years. It is stone. In fact, the most ancient of buildings still existing in the world are made of stone. It has many advantages to engineering, and architect must make some special consideration when planning a building using stone. Dry stone walls made of dense rock have been used for thousands of years. Different forms of mortar were later used to hold them together. Because it is so dense, stone can be difficult to work with because of its weight and the difficulty in moving it. Stone is not an efficient insulator since it is difficult to keep warm. Various stone types are best for different uses. For instance, slate is fire resistant, granite is one of the hardest stones and one of the most durable products available. The Incas used limestone or granite to build their incredibly strong buildings. The next masonry material is fire bricks and clay blocks. Bricks are made in a similar way to mud bricks, except without the fibrous binder such as straw, and are fired or burned in brick lamp or kiln. After they made an air dry to permanently harden them. Kiln-fired clay bricks are a ceramic material. Fire brick can be solid or have hollow cavities to aid in drying and make them lighter and easier to transport. The individual bricks are placed upon each other in courses using mortar. Successive courses being used to build wall, arch, and other architectural elements. Fire bricks walls are usually substantially thinner than cob or adobe while keeping the same vertical strength. They require more energy to create but are easier to transport and store, and are lighter than stone blocks. Romans extensively used fire bricks of a shape and type now called Roman brick. Building with bricks gained much popularity in the mid-18th century and the 19th century. This was due to longer costs with increase in brick manufacturing and fire safety in ever-crowding cities. The cinder block supplemented or replaced fire bricks in the late 20th century, often being used for inner part of masonry walls and by themselves. Structural clay tiles or clay blocks are clay or terracotta and typically are perforated with holes. Okay, bricks, despite its rigid rectangular shape, made it fit in hand. Brick architecture has been shown to create beautiful structures with the right craftsmanship. Innovative thinkers are also find new ways to incorporate active sustainability into the small building element. So this is some of the image that is using bricks as their material in their facade. Earth is among the oldest building materials. We can think to do its almost universal accessibility and relatively ease of use at small scales. It is capable of being compressed into modules as well as creating freeform surface of all which can eventually return to the earth with ease. So this is earth or mud is one of the oldest material also besides stones. Ceramic. Fire clay bricks have been used since the time of the Romans. Special tiles are used for roofing, siding, flooring, ceiling, pipes, flue liners, and more. Ceramic are such things as tiles, fixture, and so on. Ceramic are mostly used as fixture or covering in buildings. Ceramic floor, wall, countertops, even ceilings. Many countries use ceramic roofing tiles to cover many buildings. Ceramic used to be just a specialized form of clay pottery firing in kilns, but it has evolved into more technical area. Glass. Glass is most material to achieve transparency and light without a doubt. One of the most commonly used facade element in contemporary architecture. So glass is used to create a transparency and light feelings in the construction or in a building. The next material is straw or palm fiber. So a straw or palm fiber is using as a passive thermal environment and also shielding for rain and blending into similar natural surrounding. So a thatch roof is so popular in the past that is being used in many traditional architecture in Bali also. Thatch roof. The last material that is being used is plastic or waste. So because of environmental issues lately, many buildings being used as the material is used by using waste or plastic waste facade. Plastic in material is usually used in pipes such like the image, or the waste of it can be used in other project. And the last picture is about one of the building that is using the waste of windows glasses. So it's a new trend you using plastic or waste to do construction of your building. That's our lesson for today. Thank you for listening. If you have any question, please let me know, and see you again next week. Om Santi Santi Santi.